Greetings and welcome back to Switched to Linux. So, today we are back with the news. First news since the big computer meltdown. We're going to be talking about delete Facebook. So delete Facebook is obviously a big trending thing. And so we're going to be talking about that today. I have articles from a few different topics. We're going to be talking about online world, killer cars, cyber security, Facebook, and why? So, I picked up a few of those. And for whatever reason, this thing is telling me I'm not getting enough. Are you guys getting buffering? The thing's telling me it's not getting enough, but I'm pushing way more data than I know I need to be at once. In fact, I kind of want to push more. Can I push more? I want to push more. I want to push more. Apply that. That should bump it up a little bit more. So let me know if you guys are seeing any buffering in the stream. And when we do that, we're going to start off going over looking at the comments. So the Anonymous says hello. Hello, Mr. Anonymous. Bailey, hello there. Lamarck, hello. Oh, so would you guys delete your Facebook accounts? There you go. There's the question for today. BitBlocks. Hello there, Omar. Set reminder, got notified. All right. Deleted already. All right. Does anyone here know DYDR? I have no idea. Let's see. Kitty, don't kick my camera around or my water bottle. Kitty's trying to rearrange the office while we're live here. All right. The 9/11 newspaper. Yes, that is a newspaper. Technically is a newspaper from 9/12, because 9/11 is when the news was happening. 9/12 is when that newspaper is from. Weekly Worldwide Insanity Roundup. More like, yes. I gotta find a little bit more, but yeah, indeed. Facebook isn't installed. All right, good to know. All right, now it says stream is good. Hello, peeps. Hello, little peeps. Hello, little peeps. Spider Eyes. I always think of Gordon Freeman from Half-Life whenever anyone says greetings without fail. Mintbox Mini 2 came out recently, if you care. Cool. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think that Mintbox is put inside the Fitlet, same system I'm using to run my pfSense router, actually. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm not sure if the Mintbox 2 is different or not. Keegan, hello there. Deleted Facebook several months ago. Never looked back. Linux user says messages retracted. All right, good to know. And let's see, Facebook, just another place for your friends and family to slag you off. Hello, Dr. Rob. The kitty is ready. Yes, the kitty is ready. He is right down here, and he is having a good time. You want to see the kitty? Yeah, there's the kitty. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Never use Facebook, Twitter, nor Snapchat. All right. Omar, greetings. Carbon, hello. Octavio, what is that? Is it Octavio? Like, Professor Octavio from Spider-Man. Is that it? Kitty, leave my camera alone. You're messing up my green screen. Saying bye to all his Facebook friends. Yes. Indeed. Actually, I did not get a chance to put it up. There's 2 people I really care that I keep contact with. I alerted at least one of them today that the Facebook account is going away, so I need other information. I think I have all that information. Omar says greetings, and Gail, hello. See how lucky I am for early recording. You can hear my new phone is different. I've actually officially switched to the Lineage phone, and I am down to one smartphone. The iPhone simply stopped connecting to Verizon servers, and so I said, yeah, let's just put a dumb phone on there, and I don't care, because I'm even questioning if I want a smartphone at all. I'd kind of be happy with a flip phone, and maybe for the portable internet, which is the only other real feature I need, just getting a mobile hotspot, which, of course, I can keep off and in a Faraday box if I want to, until I need it at that exact moment in time, and then I can just carry a small tablet with me. Works just the same, actually. So that might be a fun way to do it. LJ, hello there. Robert Fitzpatrick, hello. No buffering here in Saddle Ridge. Feed is looking good in the UK. Yes, the new computer actually pushes pretty good. Like right now, actually, wow, I'm surprised. I'm actually using 27% CPU power. That's actually more than I was doing last night on the Christian stream. Let's see. James Miller says there's no no buffering so far. Cannot delete Facebook from cell. Mel Gibson, why? Can I have your autograph? No. Why can't you delete Facebook from the cell? Okay. The kitty is like, dude, like, where's my kitty cam? Where is my kitty cam? Kitty? Where's my kitty cam? The cat is like interfering with stuff. But he's being so cute. He's over here. He's over here. There we go. He's over here promoting the products. He's just all over that water bottle. Come on. You're being cute on that water bottle. Go be cute on that water bottle again. He's promoting products. See, look at that. Look at that. You can buy these water bottles that the kitty loves so much at shop.switchtolinux.com. Kitty's doing some promotion for me. 1080p is just fine. All right. Businesses make money by collecting and selling detailed records of private lives were once plainly described as surveillance companies. Yes. Their rebranding as social media is the most successful deception since the Department of War became the Department of Defense. I agree. I agree. I would if I did not need it for extracurriculars. I don't know. You got a friend that can tell you all about those extracurriculars. I don't know, man. That's a hard call though, Carbon. So if you don't know, Carbon, they only do all their extracurricular stuff for his school on Facebook. It's like the most ridiculous crap I can possibly imagine, because basically they're just kind of forcing everyone to have a Facebook account and a Google account and a Microsoft account, which is kind of annoying. I love the kitty. Yeah, Omar loves the kitty more than Tom. I know. I want to get a t-shirt made. I want to say, yeah, 90% of this loser subscribers are subscribers to me. Right, kitty? Yeah. Deleted my Facebook years ago. I'm so happy. I just use YouTube and Gmail. We're free from them soon, hopefully. Yeah, unless you need specific Gmail. Proton Mail is good if you're looking for a good online. I know what Lineage OS is. You called it Lineage Phone. Who makes your phone? It's Lineage OS. Yes. My Lineage phone means my phone with Lineage installed. So thank you for the correction, Matt. I know. Yes. Technical. Are you a teenager? It's like a teenager response. Want to delete Facebook account, but I don't want to delete my Facebook account. Yeah, it's kind of in that. Let's see. I'm about to switch to a flip. Do it all on a smartphone, read a book, check social media. Yep. So I have my other phone is now this guy, the Alias 2. It's nice because it has the dual flip feature. So if you are actually text messaging, it's still a basic system there, but the keyboard will turn into a actual regular keyboard thing, so you can actually do stuff pretty nicely. So that's actually why I like the Alias 2 phone. It's my default backup phone. So that's what I'm using. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into some news. Let's just go ahead and start with the topic of online world. And I don't actually have, oh, is this going to work right? I think it will. I forgot to double check all of my screen stuff before I started. I'm still rebuilding some of my models and things. And so I forgot to make a few little adjustments for the screens. Give me 1 second and we'll go ahead and get that running. That should be good. I don't have all my screens rebuilt yet, so we're just gonna deal with these ones. I do want to make me look a little bit better though. There we are. So we're gonna go ahead and start with some of this, and I'm just gonna use this generic one, and I'll get my cool topic related screens back up and running eventually. All right, so the first news article is from Microsoft. That's right. If you are using Microsoft 10, we are listening to you. Feature improvements, the major feature improvement that they are doing. Where's it at? Oh, come on, where are you? Okay. So what their biggest feature improvement here is that each update phase in Windows is an online and an offline portion, meaning that part of the upgrade process you can do and still use the computer. And then there's that annoying forced shutdown and restart thing that seems to take for all eternity. You know, like the thing starts up and it's like starting up an old 386 running DOS and, you know, Windows 3.0. You know, you boot the thing up, you go make coffee, watch a sitcom TV show, come back and the computer's just about sitting on that DOS prompt waiting for you to type WIN. All right. And so what they did is they said, we're listening to you. We are going to make this thing run faster. And so they said, well, it's going to seem slower, but it's going to seem faster. And it's actually slower, but it's actually faster to update, because what they're doing is they are taking the offline portion, which means the part that you have to restart the computer and allow it to do its upgrade crap. They're cutting that down to only about 82 minutes. Yeah, it makes you want to switch to Linux, huh? Because on Linux, when I push the update, if I need to update, it's just a quick reboot. And it doesn't force you to either. It can be like, yeah, you can just keep running like this if you want. And then, you know, next time you boot up, the updates will be in. That'll be cool. So anyway, that's the thing. 4 phases to the feature update in online and offline manner. Online phases while the device is being used and operating system is running. This phase is not disruptive to the user and will happen in the background. Offline phases, on the other hand, cause disruption to the user because the device cannot be used since the operating system is not running. For the creators update in April, the average offline time was 82. I'm sorry, they adjusted it. They brought it from 82 minutes offline to 51 minutes off time. So your computer during this update phase is unusable for an hour. 38-minute improvement. Way to go, Microsoft. Way to go. So anyway, that is great. That is great. So that's awesome. This resulted in an overall reduction of offline time when the installation builds by the Insiders program by 30 minutes. 60%, 63%. Yeah, man. That's awesome. Way to go, Windows. You have managed to save me 30 minutes of time. So now the computer is completely unusable for only 60 minutes. You know, at what point in time are companies going to start billing Microsoft for the lost work productivity as their employees are waiting for these things to update? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's see. So next, this is exciting, and this is just hilarious. YouTube is going to frustrate some users with ads so they pay for music. Whatever idiot thought of this is just fire him now. He's a moron. All right. So basically what this is anybody who's just using YouTube to, for example, just get on there and play music videos. And I do this on my Mac every once in a while. I don't do it for a long period of time. There's like, you know, a good 15, 20 songs I might cycle through and then turn the Mac off and go do something else. But it's the only place I really, you know, I'll listen to a few different songs I don't have on CD or something. All right. So what they're going to do is, for anybody who is using this like you might use Spotify, just turn it on and let it play. And they're trying to make it more convenient by having YouTube mixes that I don't want anything to do with, but they keep on showing up on my screen anyway. And by the way, I use the Mac completely not logged in. As far as Google is concerned, the person on the Mac is a completely different person than me because of the way I use it, and the types of videos that I watch over there are so much different than the videos I watch on my main Linux boxes. All right. So anyway, they say YouTube will increase the number of ads that some users see between music videos as part of a strategy to convince more of its billion-plus viewers to pay for the forthcoming subscription model service from Google-owned video site. All right, let me help you out with this, Google. No, I'm not buying a subscription service. Okay, I ain't buying Prime, and that would actually possibly benefit me, but I still won't do it. I'm certainly not paying Google a subscription fee for music. Okay, because here's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, you're going to do this. In fact, Spotify just came out with something that they said like 5% of our users have modded our app, so they're getting around the ads. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, YouTube. You force me to watch more and more ads to the point where it quote-unquote annoys me. In fact, this is a quote from Cohen, who is one of the execs at YouTube. He says, "You're not going to be happy after you are jamming to Stairway to Heaven and you get an ad right after that." And There's another quote he had. Is it in this one or in another article? Our top priority at YouTube is to deliver great user experience. That includes ensuring users do not encounter excessive ad loads. For a specific subset of users who use YouTube like a paid music service and would benefit most from additional features, we will show more ads. Oh, we may show more ads and more promotional prompts to upsell our paid service. All right, so you push this out, Google, and let me tell you what's going to happen. It's very simple. I'm just going to go online and grab one of about 150 different plugins that I can click to go to the songs that I would otherwise be constantly listening to over and over. I'm going to download them all ad-free, take them from your platform, and then stop using YouTube for that method. Now, I'm personally not going to do that because I find that unethical. If I want that song, I go buy the CD. But this is not going to sell more subscription services. This is going to move more eyeballs off of your platform. That's going to hurt your users and hurt the ad revenue. Why don't you take that idea right on back to the drawing board? Because it ain't going to work. I mean, really. What was this? Amateur day? Bring your child to work day? And this was offered up by a third grader? I mean, I can't understand how a tech company would possibly think that we're going to frustrate somebody into paying for a subscription-based service. Oh, for the love of God, YouTube. You're going to hurt yourself even more. Like, stop, put the gun down, you're going to hurt yourself. Let's give him a hand for them. Oh, wait. There you go. Give him a hand. YouTube's got some strats. This is an exciting one. Senate passes the controversial anti-sex trafficking bill, which is going to do nothing to stop anti-sex trafficking, and it's going to hurt all sorts of small people, like anybody who has a blog, like me. So basically, if I allow comments on my blog and some spammer that I have no control over hacks their way on into my system and manages to leave a comment on my blog that has a hidden, suppressed link in there somewhere that I don't even know is there that links to somewhere to allow human trafficking, now I'm legally liable for that. And I can now be brought up on charges for illegal trafficking. Our Congress and our senators have lost their ever-loving mind. But this is going to stop this bad trafficking stuff. And so basically, Senate voted 97-2, with the two dissidents being Ron Wyden and Rand Paul, I believe. They seem to be the only ones that actually have a brain. The tech companies are saying this isn't it. And the legal ring of prostitutes who actually work in this field say this is a bad idea. Of course, this all came up because of the whole Backpage controversy, where Backpage, being a magazine and an online platform, allowed people to submit ads, and they didn't really vet all the ads, and some of those ads had to do with human trafficking, unfortunately. Now, Backpage, by the way, has shut down that division. It's a non-issue. But this is going to hurt everybody who has a blog, everybody who has comments. So if you come onto the YouTube channel now and you come down here and you leave some hidden link that goes to some other place on the internet and I can't really see what it is, and it's like, you know, fresh hot ladies for sale, and they don't consent to that, now YouTube is legally liable for that stuff. It doesn't make sense. Now, a big company has ways to deal with this. Small independent people doesn't. This is a big pro-corporate move. It's going to hurt and put smaller businesses out of business. That's what it's going to do. And of course, in response to this, Craigslist, if you attempt to go and you post on Craigslist a personal ad, like like an escort ad, like, hey, I'm a consenting person and I need some extra money, so I'm going to throw up on Facebook that you can pay me for a date, which is actually legitimate business. No implied sexuality in there, consensual or otherwise, and it's a business model. It is a business model. People actually do this. People actually, people will actually get up there and they will actually get up there and pay for a date. Like lonely guys with nothing better to do and no friend and social network can legitimately go on to websites and services like this, purchase a date to go and just go watch a movie together. Nothing bad, nothing dirty, nothing, just just a companion, just a friend through a paid service. Well, Craigslist used to have the option, but now if you go to that particular page, this is where you go. They just passed H.R. 1865, the FOSTA, seeking to subject websites to criminal and civil liability when third-party users misuse online personals unlawfully. Any tool or service can be misused, and we can't take such risk without jeopardizing all our other services, so we are regretfully taking Craigslist personals offline. Hopefully we can bring them back someday. To the millions of spouses, partners, and couples who met through Craigslist, we wish you every bit of happiness. I'm guessing every bit of happiness. So this is what it's doing. This law, which isn't even officially signed into law yet until the president signs it, and he has vowed to sign it, until this thing is signed, it's not even a law of the land yet, and businesses like Craigslist and others are already taking these off. Is this going to stop criminals? No. Just like if you pass gun laws to restrict guns, you know, make guns illegal, register the guns, confiscate all the guns. Great. Now the criminals have the guns because they don't care about the law, and the law-abiding citizens don't. Oh, boy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So that's kind of what's going on over there. This is another one from The Verge. There is now another controversial law which gives the U.S. more access to overseas data. This is an interesting one because it starts to beg this fascinating question about it's a fascinating question about jurisdiction. And now, basically, according to this law, any company, no matter where they're hosting their servers, that serves the United States, a United States judge can sign off on a warrant to go collect overseas data across jurisdiction. The biggest controversies are coming from people who are saying, well, now it allows people to, basically it subjects the United States citizens to other laws and to kind of laws that probably aren't the best. There's just a lot of issues with this, and that if the United States can now unilaterally go to any government and confiscate stuff, at what point in time do we have, at what point in time do we have bullying showing up? Like legitimate bullying showing up. The United States is like, we need that data. Well, no, we're not really going to give you your data. Well, you're going to give us the data, and we're going to show you our latest military expansion project. Our new missile from Lockheed, really fast, That's the concern, is that it's going to allow a collaboration of countries that really don't have much business collaborating in a way that they've never collaborated before. And this is interesting, but it's honestly seeking to solve a legitimate problem, because there are absolutely cases where people are doing illegal things in this country because they can store the data on servers on another country. There is a legitimate problem we need to talk about a little bit more, but Congress, who is and Senate, who is completely ignorant on how the internet works, it's very clear and apparent they are. They shouldn't be making laws like this without a lot of public scrutiny, and that's kind of what's happening. So this is called the Cloud Act, and I think there's some information here. Let's see, is there I want to see if there's just a summary bill. Usually there's a bill summary that I want to see. Clarifying lawful overseas use of data. Yeah, I thought there was a place on here where I could just see a bill summary, because I'm not going to dig through all that just to see what's going on there. But, that's interesting. Oh, and of course, here's the article on the 2 million free users are dodging ads. Over 2% of free users. Earlier this month, news broke that Spotify was cracking down on users running modded versions of Spotify app to stream music for free while blocking ads. You know what? If I actually, I don't, but if I actually had a Spotify account, the ads would probably be blocked because of the host file that's deployed network-wide. So, that's why you see on the screen, you see this unable to connect, try again. That's because this ad network happens to be blocked by my host file. Most ad networks are blocked by my host file, and most of the ones, I let some Google ones through. Like, I let through the ones that display ads on YouTube videos because I want to support creators as I'm on YouTube. But the reality is I need to block ads on a lot of other sites because of the abusive way that ads are running and the fact that websites aren't being careful about the numbers and the locations that they're putting ads. And so that's what's going on. But anyway, they're trying to, they're basically trying to cut down on this. I don't know. Once again, though, if you put in things to stop this from happening, guess what? They're going to find another way. They're going to find another way. So that's just kind of one of those weird things, It's just, it is what it is. All right, let's jump on back over to the comments. All right. There's a lot of them. Oh, boy. Let's see. What smartphone is that? It is a Nexus 5X. That's this one here. And I went with a Nexus 5X because you have the ability on the Nexus 5X to unlock the bootloader. You also have the ability to adjust root system files without actually rooting the phone. You can do an ADB bridge, in which case I activate it, do the things I want to do. For example, push a host file, and then you can relock it so that nobody can access it again without a password. And then of course you can flash a variety of different ROMs on it, and that one's running Lineage OS. I have an LG Rumor Touch with a keyboard I might use for a phone. Nice. Never had Facebook, no cable TV since 04, old brick Nokia phone, everything is done on the desktop, Linux of course. Nice. Tom, I had the same phone through Verizon. Yes! That is my Alias 2. Yes, actually this was my very first ever business phone. When I first launched my web development company, Western Mountain Web, this was the phone that I got for that business. So I had two of these little flip phones in my pocket. And now this one is the best. It's the easiest phone I can text with. And so anytime I have a smartphone or whatever that goes dead, I just throw that on the line. But for right now, I don't have any plans to add another smartphone to the line. In fact, in probably 2 or 3 months, I'm actually going to drop that phone number entirely because I just get spam calls all day long. Even from non-phone numbers. Non-phone numbers ring the thing through. 9-digit numbers are ringing through those at 912. Yeah. Area code, the 3 digits, and 3 digits ringing through. Of course, on with Verizon, you could pay them an extra $3 a month, and they'll be glad to block that stuff for a fee. I ain't paying it. In fact, I'm really considering switching to AT&T because of that, because they have the same service that is free. The Anonymous uses Facebook to message my friends. That's the only purpose that I have Facebook for, but I've alerted them all that we're going to have to communicate some other way because I'm done with Facebook. More on that later. Major feature, more spying. Yep. Only 82? 82 what? I forgot. Oh, yeah. 82 minutes. Yes. It's down to 51. It's down to 51 now. Okay, what updates are taking that long? System on my Windows system lately haven't taken too long. 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, only 4 to 5 hours. Yeah. Kids get updates when Xbox takes an hour to update. Yeah, that's the thing, It's like, dude, no, I don't want your stupid update. Just come back to the end user licensing fees. Yep. Nice. Now the ad blockers will update even quicker. Yep. Is this artist's request to YouTube, or is it YouTube's push for more money? I'm guessing it's YouTube's push for more money. I don't believe the artists would actually make anything, except, if they're on YouTube Red or the whatever YouTube music service. There's something dealing with what YouTube and the music service have done recently, and I didn't follow exactly what it was. I'm guessing it has more to do with that. But just like any publishing, just like any of that, any publishing, any producers, any managers in the music industry, they have traditionally given their artists absolute peanuts and themselves just taken everything. And so that's kind of the case. I'm gonna call Google about my Mac. Oh man, Brave browser will fix it. Yeah, I have some issues with Brave browser personally that I don't really want to use it. Okay. put shredded cheddar on top of the machine so you can have real mac and cheese. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like the idea. All right. Pay Spotify just because I use it 10 hours a day while at work. There you go. Okay, that's a legitimate reason. You have people migrate music to YouTube. Yep. Blank Spotify, free version. I made my account using VPN because it's blocked in my country, and because I use free version, I must change my location every 14 days. Most expensive mac and cheese ever, but humanity can buy it, so it'll be happy. Yep. Microsucks and Joogle are all about the data stolen from us to steal inventions, music, and ideas, and blackmail future leaders of the country. Yeah. Indeed. 72 people watching. There's only 12 likes. Like live now. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, there's, we have 81 on right now. Peaked of 83. Greetings, Trenzado. I do not, but Microsoft modified my Windows 7 computer. I have original disk and read the contract. Illegal what they did. Yeah. Except the fact that you keep using it, you agree to their constant change of terms, in theory. I don't know. And sell myself as a nerd escort, and I'll talk about free BSD all day as long as you pay. But if you talk about free BSD, can I hug you? Is that consent? I mean, I've never heard an armed robber say that it's time not to rob a place at gunpoint because it's a gun-free zone. Yep. Coming soon. Family members suing other family members and putting data on Facebook. Yep. Haircut. Yes, I stuck my head in a lawnmower today. Indeed, I did. I'm going to try and scan through some of these. My net stopped working entirely. Hunter, did you do that on a Windows computer? I noticed I dropped that on my Windows 8 computer, and it did stop my internet as well. Although it doesn't stop Windows 8 if it's deployed on my router. So let me know, Hunter, is that a Windows computer you're doing? If so, I might need to put a warning up there, like don't use on a Windows computer for now. There might be a problem conflicting with Windows computers, and I have no idea why it's doing it. Nothing makes sense unless Windows will only boot if it detects a certain network while it can connect to the rest of the internet. I don't know what's going on, but that seems to be what it is. Big kiss for Kitty. Get you, Kitty. He's like, what? You prefer Android or iOS? I will not use any more iOS devices. After seeing what the things they were doing in iOS 10, I made the decision that my iPhone SE, which was running iOS 9, was going to be the last iPhone I use. So the iPhone still is around, and I'm going to use it for development stuff. But no, I will not use iOS over iOS 9. So I am pretty much going to be on Lineage OS or Copperhead OS or anything else I can do that's not that, if I stick with smartphones at all. Use Linux, Tor, paid VPN services, and secure email. You'll be fine. There you go. Should I even worry about politics as a high school student? Probably. Do you use Mr. Number One or some other calling apps? I attempt to install virtually no apps on the phone that does not absolutely have to be there. So no, I'm not going to log in and allow yet another application to collect data on my device to block illegal robocallers calling from other countries. No, not going to try it. All right, we're going to stop there for now so we can jump into our feature article of the day. Let's go ahead and talk about how to delete Facebook. So we're going to be looking at a lot of different articles here on Facebook, and I just kind of pulled a variety, and hopefully they're in some form of logical order. Some of them I intentionally ordered, some just kind of showed up. All right, so number one, boycotting digital monopolies like Facebook is harder than it seems. And I wager it's harder, but it's not the impossible task as some people have attempted to say. So it says the delete Facebook movement is ill-equipped to grapple with Facebook's pervasive and unprecedented control of digital life. I call balderdash. Absolutely not. All right. Because, like, I haven't actively used Facebook for a long time, and on most of my computers, I block Facebook altogether. And the problem is, though, is if you do not proactively block Facebook in your host file, it is going to still track everything that you do. And if you have a Facebook account, it's going to log everything you do into your account. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's going to create a ghost profile on you and make all the connections and eventually figure out who you are. That's the unfortunate thing about what Facebook does. All right, but at the same token, if you block it, because what there is in nearly everything, first is any website that has a Facebook button of any form. So like this one has a Facebook button up here at the top. So it has this Facebook button. If it has a Facebook login form, automatically anything you do on that page, if you're logged into a Facebook account, it will tie you visiting that account to that. In fact, I went into the Facebook settings yesterday and I was looking all throughout there. And I mean, the thing was like, there's an entire portfolio of websites that it knows I visited at some point in time. It's like, well, that's just creepy as all bejeebers. Because one of the computers I had for work, which I have to allow Facebook access to simply because I am a web developer and I have a lot of requests for things that are at least connecting to Facebook. So I allow that one computer to see some of the things on Facebook. But what happens is if you have any of the Facebook connection at all, they track everything. But even if you don't have one of those, many websites will actually have a Facebook tracking pixel. Now, like this is interesting. There's a meta tag for Facebook. What you would look for, it kind of looks like your Google ads here. It's not always the most, let's see, it says 146 matches that, of course, we're reading an article on Facebook. But basically what you're looking for is you can find a Facebook tracking pixel. So tracking pixels were big a number of years ago. It was the first good way to determine if a website was viewing you, because what happens is you load a 1 pixel by 1 pixel transparent PNG to your file served from the website it's coming from, and their website can log your IP address going and grabbing that 1 pixel file, so you can log your IP address, when it happened, where it was going, etc. And that was an old way of doing things, but Facebook does that on a lot of websites as well. So any website that really wants that Facebook analytics data, that's what they do, is they have you install the Facebook tracking pixel. And so basically, this is where they have this correct, that it is very difficult to avoid Facebook altogether, because even if you don't have a Facebook account, it's still logging your IP and all the websites, tracking all this stuff on back to Facebook. And so that in and of itself is a big danger. And that is in and of itself the challenge, that if you're not going to use social media, if you're not going to use Facebook, block it in your host file as well. Block it in your host file as well, because it's going to be what you need to do. Okay? May have heard delete Facebook campaign, but you, like me, are probably among the vast majority of Facebook's nearly 2 billion users who probably won't actually follow through. CEO Mark Zuckerberg even has the data to prove it, telling New York Times yesterday he hasn't seen a meaningful number of people deleting their accounts amid ongoing data privacy. Now, and this is another thing, is that everyone keeps on talking about Trump collecting firm Cambridge. Stop it, you morons! Obama was the first to use them in a political sense. Stop attaching Trump's name to something to say, oh, this is evil. Trump's doing it. It must be evil. Kitty, I know. Are you an evil kitty because you have orange hair and Trump has orange face? He's like, dude, leave me alone. Leave me out of this. All right? But, I mean, and this is the thing, a lot of these left-wing groups like The Verge are doing. Trump face Cambridge. Cambridge Analytical is a completely separate company. They were hired by the Trump campaign. Obama campaign also hired them, and hundreds of other companies have hired them as well. So let's get off of the Trump stuff. All right, do I need to help this website along? Here, let's just go ahead and help this website along here, because, you know. Let's see, how can I edit this one? I hate these new I hate these new systems here. I gotta try and edit this text here. There, better. the data privacy surrounding the firm Cambridge Analytica. Let's leave politics out of this. All right, it's political agnostic. All right, so basically, we have this firm, Cambridge Analytica, and of course, if you are unaware of what happened, anybody at all that is in any way connected with you that says, ooh, which Frozen character are you? And you go through and take the stupid little Frozen character test and figure out which Frozen character you are. You have authorized that app not only collect all of your data, but all of everybody's data that is connected to you. And so using a couple of these, or probably one of these stupid little crappy, useless, you know, what moron movie criminal are you apps collected data on like 50 million Americans, which consequently is most of America. You know, kind of like Equihacks, you know, I mean, we just hacked a little bit of information. It was just, you know, everybody's. But regardless, so using one of those apps, they collected all this data. Now, the guy who wasn't a direct employee of Cambridge Analytica, who's a professor, he shared this data with Cambridge Analytica. And of course, Facebook found out and they said, you delete that data. And they promised. They pinky promised and they spit shook and all that other stuff that they deleted that data. Yeah, they did. And it came out last week that they did not actually delete that data, and that data was being used to target political ads at people because they knew pretty much everything everybody did. And you can actually go onto your Facebook profile and download a copy of your data, at least in EU countries. I'll have to look for that on this one before I delete mine, see what they have. But if you actually have Facebook on a phone, which I've not had Facebook on a phone for about 3 or 4 years, I think it's about 4 years. If you even have Facebook on your phone and you download that data, it will even contain your call log. It will contain every text message, every SMS message, every messenger, Facebook Messenger app. Everything you do on your phone is logged in your Facebook profile data. All right. And then these guys basically took all that data and then passed it over to this firm, which hires itself out to many groups, including political candidates. And so what ended up happening here is we had a case where a lot of people were upset that their data was essentially stolen by these guys. And basically it led to a lot of lawsuits. We'll kind of breeze by those articles. And now a whole lot of people are coming up and saying, yeah, let's just go ahead and delete Facebook. Now, it might be too late, honestly. But at the same time, it's better now than never, you know. But anyway, that's what's going on. So these guys are right that it's very hard to completely do away with Facebook. But at the same token, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. Because if you don't use Facebook at all, block it. If you do need to use Facebook and you want to be security conscious, get yourself a little USB key, install one Linux distro on that little USB key, and use that as the only device that you access on Facebook. If you have Facebook on your smartphone, for God's sake, delete that stupid thing. I mean, delete that if you need the mobile on Facebook. You know, Facebook on the mobile app actually works, like on the mobile web browser. Just Facebook on the web browser on the phone actually works fine. Just an FYI. But I'd get it off your phone for sure, because the amount of data they're collecting off your phone is staggering. If you have it just on your computer, it's not quite as bad. So, of course, resistance to the Delete Facebook initiative is likely rooted in a mix of user indifference and apathy, but a genuine concern that leaving Facebook ecosystem would deprive one of the valuable internet services and tangible social connections. I'm not sure about valuable internet services. Does anyone watching this have a Facebook account that they consider a valuable thing? I'm curious to know how. Now, I do understand, and the only reason that I've stayed with Facebook, and like I said, I'm not an active user. In fact, I logged in the other day for the first time in like a month and a half, maybe, just to check messages and stuff. The two reasons is, number one, the social connections to some people that I don't have other means of contacting them. Okay, that is one reason. The second reason is, as an author, I have an author page. Now, much to my chagrins, which is so annoying beyond belief, Facebook will not allow me to have an author page that I want. They want to force me to have the author page that they want me to have. So I didn't make the decision. I looked it over yesterday. I'm like, you know, I might get 12 or 15 hits on that a month. Let's see, I post a YouTube video. Now, my author stuff is my Christian channel, so that's a much smaller channel than this. So, you know, I'll get, 25, 30 views per video over there. Well, that's a whole lot bigger than the Facebook channel. Let's just kill it. I'll kill it. Just kill it. Let's just kill it. Delete it. And so I have submitted the deletion for two of the 3 pages that I had. And I'm going to be alerting everyone on Facebook that my Facebook account will be closed down. And on the end of the day, on the 31st of March, my Facebook account is going to be deleted. And so that's what we are going to be doing. So I'm going to give anybody that wants my contact information, I'm going to give them 1 week to get a hold of me. I'm going to log in, check messages, and then delete and deactivate the Facebook account permanently. Because, no, I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I haven't used it actively in a long time. And as long as I keep the account open, I am continuously authorizing Facebook to have to harvest the data, to allow pictures uploaded, tag me, to allow other people to tag things, you know, all the social interactions. Any moron that might still be connected to me that plays a video game might be doing that, you know, will automatically authorize that video game company, who might very possibly be the NSA, to access everything on my profile data. I'm done. I'm done. No more need for Facebook. So March 31st is when the Facebook account will be deleted. All right. Of course, this is what happens when a big data leak happens. So this is what's going on with Facebook. So the FANG, I believe that's the tech group of stocks. Facebook is the blue guy in this chart. You can see that for the most part, Facebook tracks it. There's times it's a little low. There's times it's a little, well, there's 1 or 2 times it's a little higher. And of course, this went way down. Now, this entire FANG drop was specifically due to Facebook. You can see Facebook was just like tanked. And then when this got tanked down, then what ended up happening is investors and users started filing lawsuits against Facebook for this. Because, I mean, a lot of people were kind of mad that this Cambridge Analytica, who was hired by certain political parties, shared this data that they didn't authorize to be given. And so that raises this question about the model. Like, sure, I approve myself being on Facebook. What moron out there thought it was actually a good idea to say, oh, well, if my friend authorizes an app, then that app can harvest all of my data too. That's exactly what was happening. And that is why almost a year and a half ago, I went through my friends list, and anybody who had ever asked me to do an app or to do anything else like that, anybody who ever had any of that, I just removed them immediately. Because I knew what was going on with that. And I kept, the people that I legitimately knew, were friends at one point in time, even if they're not necessarily as much now, and had never sent me game requests and event requests and all that kind of stuff, extra data collection stuff. Anybody who meet those 3 criteria got to stay on my friends list, and I would think I was down to 63. As of last night, I'm down to 24. And that's going to, vanish into thin air later. So, of course, this is the article I was talking about with the data breaches. So this is boiling down into 2 cases. A Facebook user trying to file a class action lawsuit, trying to say that they never authorized Cambridge Analytica to have their data, and this person's butt was hurt because they saw an ad for Trump. Oh my God, it's the Antichrist is being advertised on my Facebook feed. And then, of course, the ones who actually probably have the more legitimate case is the stockholders. Because, A, they're rich, and B, they lost a lot of money, and C, they're really pissed off about the response. And so we will probably see something with that Fan Young Facebook stockholder who basically say they bought the price at an inflated stock because of this. So that one at least has probably a little bit more merit in it. So with that being said, let's move on. So in response
This
to all this
morning,
stuff,
breaking-
yeah, go away, you. Okay, come on. These like Apple did something good. They blocked this. I don't even know if this type of thing is going to be blocked, but we need a system in place to block these stupid videos from playing because, sorry, Bloomberg, I would like to show off your articles, but stop auto-playing videos for crying out loud. Chrome 56, whatever the next version of Chrome is going to block auto-playing some things. Oh, look, an ad network got through. All right, so this one here is in response to all this, the FTC and the congressional committees are now looking into Facebook as well. They want to know if there is any major violations here. Of course, you know, not in this country. Of course there's not any violations in this country because this country doesn't care what you do with data. If this country cared what we do with data, we wouldn't have Equihacks, we wouldn't have Experian, we wouldn't have TransUnion, and we'd be better off for it. If we had any logical laws in this country, we would have the ability to opt into...
news about the
Shush. We'd have the ability to opt into... maybe a governmental something, maybe something with any system, and say, now it is illegal for you to own or possess any data unless I'm specifically doing business with you. Because I got news for you. I don't want to do business with Equihacks. I don't want to do business with Experian. I don't want to do business with TransUnion, and I'm not into borrowing money. I don't give a crap about that. It's your credit score. Build your credit. Build your credit. Build your credit. Credit score is based on 5 things. They're all related to borrowing money. The credit score is merely a account of how much do you want to kissy face the bank and kiss the banker's butt. That's all the FICO score has to do with. It's meaningless. The only reason you should borrow any money is if you need to buy a house, and you can do that without a credit score. You just got to pay your bills. For crying out loud. But yeah, we need to have some laws in place in this country to prevent this because we're getting slobby people. We're getting people without any understanding of how to secure data or even how data works. And then all these companies are scooping up every bit of data. And this is why I stick as far away from this stuff as I possibly can most of the time. Here's, of course, a joint lawsuit from New York and Massachusetts. What they're saying is that consumers have a right to know how their information is used, and companies like Facebook have a fundamental responsibility to protect their users' personal information. So, along with Massachusetts Attorney General Healy, we sent a demand letter to Facebook, the first step in our joint investigation to get to the bottom of what happened, and New Yorkers deserve an answer. And if any company or individual violated the law, we will hold them accountable. Yes, you will take a multi-billion-dollar corporation and probably fine them $1,000. There you go. And then Facebook's going to go over and go, here's your penny, sir. Don't spend it all in one place. That's what's going to happen. Of course, Facebook now, we're going to take a stand. Facebook's going to take a stand. We are going to be more careful about how this data is used. We're cracking down on platform abuse. It was the left-wing people, we wouldn't care. So protecting people's information is the most important thing we do at Facebook. No, stealing people's information is the most important thing you do on Facebook. Get it right. Do we have to edit this webpage too? All right. What happened with Cambridge Analytica was a breach of Facebook's trust. More importantly, it was a breach of the trust that people place in Facebook to protect their data when they share it. As Mark Zuckerberg, how about Mark Schmuckerberg, explained in his post, we are announcing some steps forward in the future of our platform. These steps involve taking action on potential past abuse and putting stronger protections to prevent future abuse. People use Facebook to connect with friends and others using all kinds of apps. Facebook's platform helped make apps social, so your calendar could show your friends' birthdays, for instance. To do this, we allowed people to log into apps and share who their friends were and some information about them, and that was their first mistake. As people use Facebook, the platform, in new ways, we strengthen the rules. Now, this is funny. If you watch, I can't remember if it was the news article released last night or if it was from a couple days ago. I think it was 2 days ago from Level 1 Techs. If you watch their news, they're talking about somebody hired them to do and build an unscrupulous Facebook app that actually violated Facebook's policies. They said, this violates the terms. And they said, we don't care, we're going to pay you anyway. They said, fine. They built the app telling them this is going to violate the terms. They made sure they were paid beforehand. They submitted the app to Facebook, and Facebook approved it. It violated the terms, it collected data in inappropriate ways, and it shared it with people against the terms of condition that Facebook says apps are required to use. So, in other words, they don't care. People use Facebook and the platform new ways. We strengthened the rules. No, we didn't. We required developers get people's permission before they access data. Yeah, right. Like anybody reads that permissions. Oh, yeah. Oh, this looks like a fun game. Created by the NSA, and everything that you do is stored on the NSA servers from now on, henceforth, even if you delete the game. No problem, man. No problem. People read the terms of service. Like, ask yourself a question. If you're downloading a game to play on your phone and it's like, hey, this thing wants to access all your contact data and your phone state and your storage card and everything else, click no. I don't think the thing needs to know who your friends are. Just a thought. Just a thought. Oh boy. Anyway, they are putting into place some changes. Hey Kitty, is this ridiculous?
Yes, this is crazy.
Thank you, Kitty. All right, so number 1, review our platform. We will investigate all apps that had access to large amounts of information before we change our platform in 2014 to reduce data access, and we will conduct a full audit of any app with suspicious activity. What's suspicious activity? Anything that draws this type of public scrutiny, because we don't want to look bad. Tell people about data misuse. Yeah. Hey, yeah, this is Facebook. Yeah, all your data was stolen. Yeah, just to let you know. Yeah, no, we're not going to do anything about it. No. Okay. Tell people about effective apps that may have misused their data. This includes building a way for people to know if their data might have been accessed via "This is your digital life" moving forward. If we remove an app for misusing data, we will tell everyone who used it. A little too little, little too late, buddy. Turn off access for unused apps. If someone hasn't used an app within the last 3 months, we will turn off the app's access. Well, that's good. I can stand behind that one. Restrict Facebook login data. This is another thing. If you go onto a website and actually had information there on Facebook, like a Facebook login, it would actually take, again, everything about you and send it to that website. Now we're going to restrict it. We're changing login, so the next version we will reduce the data that an app can request without app review to include only name, profile photo, and email address. Requesting any other data will require our approval. Encourage... See, and that's the thing, is that as the end user who's using that, I don't get a chance to see that. Basically, that just means that, yeah, this third-party app can still collect all that data. I'm none the wiser. Facebook knows and the website knows, but I'm left out of the loop either way. Encourage people to manage apps they use. Yeah. While you're at it, Facebook, why don't you encourage people not to eat Tide? We already show people what apps their accounts are connected to and control what data they permitted those apps to use. Going forward, we're going to make those choices more prominent and easier to manage. Reward people who find vulnerabilities. Coming week, we will expand Facebook bug bounty program so that people can report to us if they find misuses of data by app developers. So they're taking some steps. Now, if you find yourself... Actually, before we get into this article, let's go ahead and have a look at the comments. It's been a while since we've been on the comment thread. All right. All cell traffic is scrap. No cell company is good. Evil creatures run them. Yes, that is correct. But my other alternative is to sit in the middle of a cave and not conduct business. Okay, the blocks that cell phone companies offer don't work too well. Leave my Facebook account in 2010. Nice. Yes, you are a smart guy. Mel Gibson is probably a smarter guy. Okay. Laws passed now will affect you 30 years later. Yes, I agree. Okay. We have to start voting the bums out to vote for the challenger if your party... You know, the problem is, though, is that you either have the corrupt incumbent idiot or the corrupt soon-to-be incumbent idiot. That's the unfortunate thing about our voting system right now. Nexus 4 rooted, nice phone to customize. Never had Facebook. Awesome. The evil step twin is another smart guy. Felt really cool with my flip phone where you push 3 buttons for a letter. Yep. Trey Gowdy for president. All right. Who's Trey Gowdy? I did not get a chance to use WaterFox in the past. Is your go-to Fox now? I use WaterFox on pretty much everything. We're on WaterFox right now. on the web browser. You can also, though, get it as an app, which is an open source app, so you can actually download it. So that's what I'm using on the phone as well. I'm using it on the Windows computer I still have. So I use WaterFox everywhere I can use WaterFox. I don't put it on like my media PCs because those get changed every other week, so I don't bother with that. But yeah. My business needs exposure, so I'll try and upload most stuff to SoundCloud and get done. Get a well done web page soon. If that does not work on its own, Healbook stays. Yeah, well, if you want me to have a look at the website too, let me know. That is what I do professionally. Of course, I can give you probably a good rate. Oh, lordy, I am never going to get through all these comments, guys. I'm sorry. My apologies that we will not get through all these comments. I'm just going to scan and look for cool things. Switched has 2 cats. They'd be good president and vice president. That's right. You want to be president? I don't know. I don't know if I want this cat to be president, though, because I'm pretty sure his secret plot is to become president and take over the universe. I'm pretty sure about that. Never had a Facebook account and tell my family who don't have it not to get one. Yep. All the text sometimes makes life more complicated. Yes. Switch to links equals the lawnmower man. Yep. What do you think about Minds as an alternative to Facebook? I'm familiar with Minds. Like, I know what it is, but I've never actually gone over there and looked at it. Current programmer hopes most people delete their Facebook account. That's right. This deactivated Facebook account went on yesterday. Everyone was complaining about something, and I got tired of it. Yeah. I need a lot of alternatives for Facebook because my friends just don't want to delete it. Oh, Lord. People in high school were Facebook and MySpace, but I was scared that if I joined, everyone would see that I didn't have any friends. Windows communicates with whatever ISP is connected to, and between the two, detects something it doesn't like, your internet will probably not want to work. Okay. Did I buy my Nexus 5X new or found them? I bought mine on Craigslist, actually. I spent $200. Bought it on Craigslist. What good will worrying about politics do? Well, you don't want to worry about politics, but you want to be informed about it and do what you can. Get rid of Hotmail because you have to sign an agreement and sign in Microsoft. Attacked my computer hard drives 2 years. Let it happen so I could document it. Wait. Got rid of Hotmail because you have to sign agreement to sign in. Microsoft attacked your computer hard. Really? That's interesting. IT teacher used Facebook. I need to talk with him because I go to IT competition. Deleting Facebook may be a problem for business people. Yeah, like one of the things, if you run a business and you need a Facebook account for your business page, it is actually possible now to create a Facebook page without creating a personal Facebook page. It used to not be possible. You can actually do that now. But even that, I mean, Facebook really isn't used for much anymore. And now they're just making it harder to get in. Unless you're willing to pay Facebook a lot of money in ads and promotion, your Facebook page isn't going to get anywhere. So Facebook has just become a place where the people with the money go and where the people with the memes go. And that's just not a good place to do business. Windows 7 machine, but I've already blocked MS telemetry without any issues. Not tried using it on Linux. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had issues on the Windows 8 computer. Nothing else. This guy keeps calling me. Give me a second. Hey, can I call you back a little bit later? Not right now. I will call you back in about an hour or two. Okay, sure. I'll try. Or if you want, call me back in about an hour or later. Yeah. Call me back. Call me back like 11:30. All right. Yep. Bye. Sorry about that. That guy's been trying to get a hold of me, and he does not know I changed my phone numbers. So. All right, all right. If you need Facebook, have it isolated. Yes. And treat it like the plague. Yes, indeed. Delete any social media app they talk about on TV, news, or advertising. Yes. Greetings, Mark. I haven't had any issues with system freezes lately. Block on host file is also a good way to get rid of Facebook. How do you block sites in your host file? To block a site in your host file, what you need to do is you need to, let me see, where's my, do I have my screen up here? There we are. All right, so basically on Linux or Mac, boot up a terminal. Windows, you just need to navigate to the system folder, which is Windows, System32, drivers, etc., and then you're going to edit the host file. On Linux or Mac, you want to do sudo nano /etc/hosts. All right. Of course, you can see I don't have my host file deployed on this computer yet. It's been low priority because my router blocks it. You just come over here, and if you want to block Facebook, you type in 127.0.0.1 www.facebook.com, and then 127.0.0.1, and then do it without the www. It's important to do both of them, okay? And then on Linux, hold Control, hit X. It's going to ask you, and I'm not going to save the changes yet because I still need to do some things on this. So I'm actually going to push no. You're going to want to push. You're going to want to push yes. So once you do that, then it's going to take any request to Facebook, and it's going to fizzle it into the ether. And so that's how you manage that. All right. Google sent me an email saying your first day of motherhood is awesome, but I'm a guy. Oh, boy. Well, congratulations on being the first pregnant man, musical Neptune. Well, maybe the second. I know there was that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, right? Installed Solus OS last night, was working beautifully. Installed NVIDIA drivers immediately. Problems when I uninstall the NVIDIA. Yep. I have heard there are some issues with the NVIDIA drivers on there. But Google, they're Spires too, and I'm watching the stream on this. Yes. The way that I manage that is I use a variety of different browsers and different computers. So the main computers I do most of my work on never get logged into Google anywhere, except for client accounts, and those get logged in through incognito modes. I have one computer, well, two computers dedicated to YouTube stuff. This one here, which only does video production and nothing else. So like no searches, no personal stuff. This is a dedicated work machine that does nothing with that. And I only use YouTube on Chromium. I use WaterFox for everything else. So you keep those degrees of separation. And doing that, you can prevent some of the things. Now, they can tie things into IP addresses, in which case, all that happens is they perceive each person as a different person in the same house, like a family situation or a roommate situation or maybe a neighbors sharing internet situation. So that's the type of stuff that you can scramble what they're doing a little bit. So yes, it is serious, but if I want to completely do away with all of it altogether, I simply wouldn't be here. And we couldn't talk about this information, and we couldn't get the information out there. And so that's kind of the stuff that we're doing. They are weaponizing the internet to be used against us. What if we do not have the original Facebook app, but we have an app that's a web wrapper? As long as it's based on a web browser, you're probably a little bit safer. Still use it sparingly, but probably a little bit safer. I already quit Facebook about 4 years ago. Good for you, Rex. That is awesome. Signal is app like Messenger. Those that have smartphones can use that. Yes, Signal is probably, that might be one I look into going into because I believe it is an open source platform and they are certainly with a privacy-centric platform. Privacy badger extension to block Facebook. Okay, there you go. Rip Disgracebook. There you go. You see, we need names for each of these. So this is now Disgracebook. Okay. Yes, Elon Musk deleted his Facebook pages about SpaceX and boring. Like he deleted 2 of them. Went to a memorial, local children's hospital for parents of kids who died there, and their other parents I was Facebook friends with immediately stopped me and asked why I deleted it. Yeah. Watch the news. Delete your Facebook and everyone else you know still keep using it. Yep. Yeah, I can't lose it too bad. I don't have my fire screen set up yet. See a world. Block YouTube video will block you on YouTube too. My truck and my credit rating went down because I no longer owe anyone. Yes, if you get rid of all of your credit accounts, if you live on cash, this is the funny thing Dave Ramsey always talks about. You know, like if he goes into a college town like this here, he'd have a hard time renting an apartment because it's so focused on the FICO scores because this town is like debt central. But he can buy every apartment complex in this town with cash. I mean, that's how screwed up this debt stuff is. So yeah, if you pay off your car, if you pay off your house, if you pay off your student loans, your credit score will go down. Because you're not more bankers in the butts. What are the data collection rules on private individuals? There is 0. The government is not allowed to collect data on you, but there is no law that prevents a company from doing so, and that's what we need. Oh boy. Credit score is designed to keep people in debt. Yes. Facebook, the new Rome burning down. Oh. Taxes are already ridiculous. Tell me about it. Hey guys, what's your browser of choice between 2, Chrome or Firefox? Between those 2, Firefox. Although, why put me on a binary? Because there's Waterfox, there's Chromium, there's, I mean, I wouldn't use Opera, but there's Opera, Brave, there's Vivaldi. You know, there's a ton of them. Even on Windows, even if you're on Windows, Waterfox. Waterfox is a downloadable Windows, Mac, Android. I don't think it's on iOS. I never looked for it, but I don't think it is. But Waterfox, use that. You know, there's other browsers that are not Chrome and Firefox. Just don't say Edge. Is somebody holding Keegan hostage? Every message he has is retracted. Pizza, are you there? Are you holding Keegan hostage? What will happen to privacy in 5 years when everyone walking around with AR glasses record everything you see, hear, or access? That's about the time I stand at. Whoa, did I hit the bottom of the comments? Wow, I hit the bottom of the comments. Or I missed a whole lot of them. I'm not sure which one. All right, so suppose that you are stuck using Facebook. You got to keep using it for whatever reason. Like, who is it? think it was somebody. I think it was Mundane Matt. Woohoo! I said his name right this time. I think it was Mundane Matt. He's like, yeah, I got to keep the Facebook account because I got the little kids and you know for the family and stuff. And I left him a comment on the video. I'm like, dude, no, you don't. Get yourself a Nextcloud install. If you're technically savvy, install it yourself. If you're not, you know, figure it out. Share photos like that privately, encryptedly between your specific family members, and tell your family members if they want to see the grandbaby, they get to learn Nextcloud. Hello, that works. I do that with co-hosts as we're working on a book and things, and a few other odds and ends as we're working on doing that. You know, we're using a Nextcloud. I installed Nextcloud. I gave him access to it. We can share photos. We can share the chapters we're writing. We can share anything that we need in the course of writing the book, and it's encrypted, you know, and wherever. So that's the good option. But regardless, if you do need to stay on Facebook, if you do need to stay here, then let's have a look at some of these steps. So, of course, you can do it. Step one is turn off location services. Never, ever, ever, ever. I mean, you shouldn't even really be using location services on your phone unless you have a very specific reason. Like, I would allow maps to use location, and I keep location services turned off. And as I keep location services turned off, if I need the map, I'll crank it on. Usually I don't. I'm pretty good at directions without needing it. But if I get totally lost, misconstrued, whatever else, need to turn on location services, I might turn it on. But I'm very selective about what may access any of that. So turn off all location services. There's a lot of nefarious things that can be done with your location data. So turn that off. Turn off or limit Facebook's access to your location on iOS. Head to your phone. So, of course, there's how to do it. On Android and on iOS. Number two, unlink questionable third-party apps. We were talking about this already. Go through your system. If there's any apps in there, like, dude, you don't need Farmville. Trust me. All they're doing is it's a third-party company that's collecting data and selling it. Unlink pretty much any apps. Ask yourself if there's any apps there. Get rid of them. That is what caused the big data leak anyway, is an app. So, of course, I mean, holy crap, I cannot possibly imagine somebody having this much crap connected to... No wonder people are crazy. Jesus. Number three is set sharing, limit the sharing settings. Most complicated Facebook's privacy and security customization options involves a lot of careful calibration. Make sure you have set up that works for you. This is kind of funny. If there's a documentary out there, I'm not sure you can find it for free anymore, but if you can find a copy of it, it's called Terms and Conditions May Apply. And what they did is they looked at the trend of Facebook, how when it first started, 2008, 2009, I think I got my Facebook account in 2009, so it was available to the general public for 1 year. And the only reason I did it was to keep track of the teenagers I was mentoring. Well, they were preteens then. The kids I was mentoring at the time. Keep tabs on them because, yeah, they needed it. But regardless, you know, I got into it with that, and at that time, everything defaulted to private and friends only. But as the times evolved, as the decade has gone by, and it's been around for like 10 years to the public access, more and more things became public by default, and any new features they added turned on as public by default. So if you so much as commented on a post, not even realizing that your settings had been changed by Facebook, kind of like Windows, that post would be displayed publicly, archivable, and viewable by the world at large. And so that was the thing that happened. And so you pretty much got to go in here every single month. Set yourself a time every single month to go through here and verify what is, verify that everything is set right. So change things to, you know, either only you or just friends, except, you know, some things like that. So you have that kind of ability there. And of course, it's just getting more and more. You can kind of see a lot of things. Step 4, remove personal information and restrict ad preferences. So restrict all those ads. If you got your phone number connected to it, for God's sakes, get your phone number off Facebook. Change your birthday to something else. Get real data off that thing. Get real info off Facebook. Confound what they're doing. Get real information off there. It's going to help you in the long run. And you know what? I got news for you. You don't need all your... If your Facebook friends need to see your Facebook profile and know when your birthday is, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. So there's ad preferences. So those are the types of things you do. Of course, if you're looking at all this stuff going, maybe this is not worth it. Maybe if I delete Facebook, maybe people will stop leaning on it like the broken reed it happens to be piercing your side. And maybe you'll actually start interacting with people on a social level. And so, delete it. How do you delete your Facebook account? You need to go down there. You might want to download a copy of it. In fact, if you're on the fence, follow this step. Download your Facebook information and see what it says. See what it says. Download your Facebook information and sift through that bad boy. See what's on there. Honestly, see what's on there. Come down. There's a delete account. You can actually, there's a button there. There's a link right here in the article. Delete the account. What's going to happen is after, I think you have like, I don't know, 50 or 90 days, 15, 30 days or so, you can cancel the delete request. After that, they delete it. And then they say it takes 90 days to delete the information. But it notes your account will be inaccessible to other people using Facebook. Okay, so it's going to be inaccessible to other people. If you're really serious about quitting Facebook, remember the company owns several other popular services like Instagram and WhatsApp. You should delete your accounts there as well. Now, I can tell you that I used WhatsApp for a 1 week period of time. And because a friend of mine was traveling overseas, and the best way to maintain contact was either that or it was Signal. The group he went with set everybody up with WhatsApp accounts. So I'm like, all right, I attached the WhatsApp to the phone number that is soon to be discontinued. We used it for 1 week, and then we each deleted it off the phone after we got done with it. So that's the thing is, with all these people sitting here going, delete Facebook, don't forget, if you're getting serious, you also need to delete Instagram and delete WhatsApp, because they're all owned by the same people, and they're all doing the same thing. So keep that in mind that you have those issues there as well. All right, make sure it's gone for good. Whoa, I think I pushed my button twice. All right, there we are. We're good. All right, let's see. Edge for the win. Woohoo! Yeah, Edge. Edge is the best web browser there is to download a better web browser. All right. Okay, your vacuum is already mapping your home. Yeah, if you have the robotic Wi-Fi connected vacuum that checks for dead spots in your wireless network, yeah, that's what it does. Edge is worse than IE 11. Oh God. But is it worse than IE6? Edge is a U2 guitarist. He represents being associated with this project. Insurance is the biggest government scam. There's a lot of biggest government scams. Toy drones record everything they see. Midori is a great browser based on WebKit engine. Right, Katie? Do you like Midori?
I like Midori. Midori's cool.
Thank you, Katie. All right. Let me make room for the cat. There you go, kitty. All right. I had second thoughts about what I typed. Tell us well, though. All right. As long as you're not being held hostage. IE was bad to begin with. To take it too far, new releases, they have patches and fixes. I'm sure. Okay. It's a little antiquated like Pale Moon, but I don't care. It works. Tom said we really don't need add-ons these days. Yep. That's it. You know, using other means to block things other than add-ons, because add-ons can too easily be circumvented. IE appears to be one of the most vulnerable browsers by far. Yep. Kitty, don't move my camera. Stop moving my camera, cat. You make a bad director. You put bad camera angles. You put microphones in the shot and mess up the green screen. Kitty is very cute, but he's not a director. Best way to limit sharing settings is delete Facebook. Yep. Spend time each month checking the settings. Not me, just uninstall. There you go. When's the new movie being released? You know what women want? I have no idea. Realize social media isn't for me. I need medium like Reddit or niche forums where you didn't need to put in real information. Yep. When TOS agreements are updated, settings revert to their advantages. Yep. Facebook is never truly deleted. That's possible. In fact, if you watch, I think it was July 4th or July 5th last year, Brian Lunduke deleted his Facebook account. He has a friend that works in Facebook engineering. He was able to confirm it was no longer on the active servers, but was unable to confirm it was deleted from the backups. He said, nobody can tell you that. Starting to sound like Richard Stallman. I don't use Facebook like a classic teenager. I use it for chatting with my friends. There you go. Time to wean from crackbook. I mean, fake book. Yep, yep. Edge is the best web browser. Everybody, ready your pitchfork. It's my space spy on people, so I knew not to install Facebook. Wow. Put Windows in a corner on a separate machine and restrict its online privileges. Remove IE from the machines using programs and features. Microsoft will try through the router. Oh, come on. We'll try through the router, measurable through data, watching usages. Should I install Let's Encrypt SSL on Open Media Vault? If you know what you're doing and you're set up in a way that you can do that, yes. I have not done that because mine is not open to the public world anyway, and so I don't care. And the only way to install at Let's Encrypt on your Open Media Vault, you will have to open it up to the internet, and that would be a very, very bad thing. So don't do that. So it depends on where you're installing Open Media Vault. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at our next articles. Now that we got that face crack out of our system, let's talk about murdering road raging cars. Of course, a couple articles here from Ars Technica. So, of course, there was this killer vehicle that is plowing people over in the streets. You know, just like Uber car gone mad. He's gone sentient. And what is that comment I left Isaiah? I think Isaiah Briggs sent me this article first, and you know, he leaves. I left him a comment. I think it said, let's see, thump thump, said the sentient vehicle as it looked at the lump in the rearview mirror, which was formerly once a pedestrian. So yeah, a fully autonomous Uber car took out a pedestrian. So the local police released the video. Now, this is kind of interesting because there's a lot of fascinating things to say. Let's just go ahead and watch the video first. Boom! Look at that thunk. And then now we go into the view of the interior view. Oh, looking down. Should be looking at the road, but looking down. Yeah, this thing's boring. Looking down. Blah, blah, blah. Looking down. And... oh, crap! So, that's interesting. All right, so of course people are like, oh, see, I mean, according to this thing here, the Uber car is probably not at fault. No. That is so completely wrong. And they have a picture. All right, so here is kind of short spots. So first and foremost, let's have a look at a couple things here. So this is kind of the still motion when you very first see the person. What's the first thing that sticks out of your mind? The camera is not set to actually see what a driver would see. Okay? Because everything is pitch dark except the ground. which means you couldn't even see any road signs. So here you see the very first bit of somebody right there with the shoes. You wouldn't see shoes first on a person. First, if this bike had reflectors, and I'm not sure if it did, you would see the reflectors a long time before this. Regardless, you would see the person and the bike way before you would see their shoes. This is exclusively a way that this camera is set up. So here is the first view in mind. Okay. I think this is after the impact. And here's the person right at impact. Okay. Now, by the way, that person had no business being behind the wheel. They had some issues relating to driving records and a lot of other criminal offenses. And so that's interesting. But if you watch that video and you think, well, no, maybe, I mean, this person clearly came out of nowhere, or did they? This is a 2-lane road. The person has already crossed one whole lane and is halfway through another. The reality is these cars are equipped with LiDAR and radar, which do not rely on light at all. This is a classic textbook scenario. What is 2 + 2 case? The Uber car is 100% at fault. Because some other people came out and said, you know what? I want to go take a look at that. And so here is other people literally holding a camera or running a real dash cam in the exact same zone. Note that this is a road sign, which should be perfectly illuminated by this car, and it's not even showing up. And so here is the original where you don't even see the road sign. This is the same exact spot. This is their view. This is this guy's view. This is the other guy's view at the exact same spot. Now, this guy says, well, no, there's a few other cars. But this is actually how lit up this zone actually happens to be. This is what their camera reported. And I will note that the person started over on this far side. They walked all the way across this lane and halfway into this lane. Why did the car's radar not detect the person? It can clearly see the person going over here. There was no attempt to slow down. There was no attempt to stop, despite the thing being clearly in the path of the Uber vehicle. Here is actually the exact same road at night taken by another driver. I think 33 seconds in is where they said this one is. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Let's skip ahead to 22 seconds. Okay, so now we're leaving the bridge, and now we're entering the zone where the impact actually happened. So we're coming up on 33 seconds is where the impact happened, right there. That is what this car sees. Okay. And here is this guy's car. Now this guy, whoa, I want to silence that one. This car, of course, he notes that there's other cars on the road when this guy recorded his video. And I didn't see exactly where his impact point was. I think it's, let's see. Let's see if the article states where his impact zone is. All right, so here, well, anyway, first one's good enough. The second one's not as good anyway. So this is actually the chart from the insurance industry that looks at the headlights. So we have our low beams, which is the solid blue. Optimal low beams cuts off at this blue dash. High beams is here, and the optimal high beam illumination is here. And so what this is looking at is the distance out, and according to what this distance out is, and let's suppose I was going around the steepest turn it is, you should see that this would be 200 feet out, should be perfectly illuminated, and the impact only happened at 100 feet. Okay? Or in other words, the car only had 100 feet of illumination, which means the car doesn't even pass a legal safety inspection. Here is an overhead view This is the road sign. This is the point of impact. You can see that there's clearly a lot of straightaway. The person is halfway through the first lane, all the way into the other lane when the impact occurs. This is textbook. Radar should have stopped the car a long time ago. There's a whole lot more going on here than some people are saying. All right. So that's kind of interesting. And if you're terrified yet, or you're not terrified yet, Uber has self-driving semis that are actually deployed on the road right now. 37 tons of fully autonomous roving vehicular homicide. Oh boy. Using enemies' weapons, let's see. People are so obsessed with the concept of automated cars that they're trying to rush them onto the streets, but now nowhere near ready yet. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to stop, slow down, and say, maybe we shouldn't let these things on the road right away. Sensors on the car that don't require visible light should have picked this up. Yeah. See, and people originally were saying, well, she darted out between two cars. If she darted out between two cars, I'd say, fine. She didn't. She didn't dart out between two cars. Not at all. Watch some videos of LiDAR system. I'm quite impressed with what it can do. Obviously, this is not the case. Scrap the whole idea. One death is too many. Yep. And I hope that that person's family sues Uber for everything. What in the world is it going to take that unscrupulous piece of crap business and shut them down? It's like a zombie. All right. Automated dissident remover. No proof it was not an accident. As somebody had commented in one of the articles, you know, it's fun that they released that very poorly optimized video, but why didn't they release all the rest of the data? Jumping in my drone flying when automated BSDs hit the road. Yeah. Do you think the person doing the testing should have been paying full attention? Actually, if the person was paying attention, the accident probably would have been avoided. But I think the car should have avoided the accident alone. To get approved and deemed safe, they will outlaw human drivers. Guaranteed. Probably. And then the murdering vehicles on the street will certainly be there. See, anyone who's lived through Windows 95 and knows what a blue screen of death is wants nothing to do with computers driving cars. It's bad enough when you're sitting in your chair and you get a blue screen of death. We don't need the thing to blue screen of death at 65 miles an hour down the freeway. Someone ran out in front of me between cars when I was doing about 25. Had a couple of car lengths to react, but did get the brakes on before I hit the person. Glad for that. Doesn't need inspection, licensing, insurance. I don't travel much anyway. How do they see a kid in a white snow coat in an area with fresh snow? Yeah. Yeah, there's a controversy going on in India with Facebook and others trying to help companies steal data. Yeah, not surprised. Only distro that doesn't have issues with PC has been Manjaro. All right. Oh, boy. All right, let's go ahead. I think we have 3 articles from cybersecurity. So first, if you happen to be doing any business in Atlanta, Georgia, be aware that some hackers may have stolen all of your data as they did a cyber attack, a ransomware, and pretty much shut down all the computer services around Atlanta, Georgia. So there you go. That's good. Not much more I want to say much on that. Of course, there is this the Ledger unhackable Bitcoin wallet. 15-year-old hacked it. This is his actual blog post, and basically he put this post up in lieu of receiving a bug bounty. He could have received a bug bounty for this, but he heard the guy on, I think he said Reddit or somewhere. He heard the guy sitting there talking about how my system is completely unhackable, and so he just did this simple blog post to show multiple ways to hack his physical system if you had access to it. So it's kind of funny. And you can see his source code at GitHub and all this kind of stuff. So it's basically a hardware wallet. And, you know, the hardware wallet, he's like, this thing is uncrackable. And now this 15-year-old kid cracked it in a couple hours. So just keep in mind, yeah, nothing's really unhackable. Nothing's really unhackable. And if you happen to be using Orbitz, oh, come on, load, you stupid website. Thank you. If you happen to be using Orbitz at all, a data breach exposed 880,000 payment cards, which also include names, addresses, and birth dates. Why do you want to give Orbitz your birthday? I mean, maybe it's like travel stuff, but you know what? They don't need to know exactly when your birthday is. They might need to know, you know, are you like over 18, under 18? Why do people feel compelled to give these companies their birthday just because the company's like, give us your birthday, yo? No. But anyway, that is, you know, that is that. But anyway, they did discover evidence of a data breach. Between October and November of last year, hackers may have accessed customer data to a legacy website between January 1st and June 22nd, 2016. So if you've used Orbitz anytime during that, you may have lost some data. So just be aware of that. Of course, if that's actually pretty old in terms of credit card data theft. So that may or may not actually matter. But they did say things like social security numbers, passport, all this other stuff. Equihax level stuff didn't get leaked, but, you know, your credit card information did. But, you know, that's actually okay. Credit card information getting leaked is not a real big deal, honestly. All right, let's see. I drive 90. BSD is bad. RAM checked out fine. I know the PSU is fine. It's new. This is just frustrating. Let's just go back to Peppermint. Had no issues, yeah. Gonna have him build a site. Yep, just shoot me the details and we'll talk. All right, let's finish up on my two articles called why. I'm not sure why, but Walmart is considering smart carts, not cars, smart carts and drone assistants. So basically, they are building some patents that allows you to have your shopping cart will have sensing devices in them, probably as a means to determine where you are. You know, what do you stop and look at? What do you walk by really fast? And then tracking customers through wearables. If you install a Walmart app on your phone, I might have to question your sanity. I mean, just a thought. Just a thought. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, they're, you know, wearables. Let's put this wearable up. This is I mean, this is not like new tech, by the way, because you download, for example, the CVS app. The CVS app will attach to your Bluetooth device, and if you're walking through stores, it will actually bing you. Like, you'll be walking through your phone, and your phone will be having a spasm fit, like, oh, this device that you're standing right next to is now on sale. Huh? Like you're beep beep beep. You look at your phone because we always have to look at our phone when it beeps at us. And it's like, holy bejeebers, Batman! There's a sale on the thing. Oh, just to your left. Whoa, 2 steps back. 2 steps back. Okay. All right. Turn to your right. Turn to your right. Whoa! It's on sale. I don't know what it is, but it's on sale. Yeah. So Walmart's experimenting with this type of stuff, which now as I was reading through this article, it made me think of this really fascinating thing. Just this fascinating concept. And that is Walmart's becoming this company. It's like, it's low level, front level. It's like, it reminds me of Hunger Games. You know, the Walmart corporate Walmart store, corporate offices of Walmart's kind of like the capital city, and everyone else is just their beckoning slaves, constantly being watched and monitored by some evil company that owns everything but supports nothing. Give them just enough scraps just so that they can keep barely functionable, so you can keep on extracting every bit of dollar out of everyone and everything. Companies like Walmart shouldn't be investing in all this tech until they learn how to take care of their people first. That's my thought. Kind of scary. And then on my final article of the day, my final why. This internet-connected sprinkler now has faster Wi-Fi. Why does your sprinkler system need connected to the Wi-Fi at all? I'm lost. Now, of course, they're saying, the system will tap into your Wi-Fi and it'll now be able to email you if there's a leak in your system. I can figure that out myself, actually. I used to live in a desert, so I know what sprinklers are like. You know that if your sprinkler system has a leak, you know it? You don't need your phone to send you a beep like, beep, 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 there's a leak in your sprinkler system. No, you hear the water running. No matter where you are, you will hear the water running if there is a leak in your sprinkler system. Why do we need an internet-connected sprinkler at all? And why do we care that it now has faster Wi-Fi? It now has the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. We're doomed, people. We're doomed. We're just doomed. We have to have internet-connected sprinkler systems. I'm incredulous. Said it's stolen, but sell it to buyers for illegal activities. There you go. More interesting that in iOS 11, the control center Bluetooth Wi-Fi doesn't actually toggle them off. Yes, yeah, and people are like, it doesn't toggle off. No, it's actually listed in the notes. It's not a bug, it's a feature. And the reason, the funny thing is, it turns them on at 5 in the morning just so the thing can reconnect to the Apple servers. One of the ways that you could prevent the system from automatically checking and updating your system is if you turned off Wi-Fi while the phone was charging. And since most people were charging phones, the phone would only connect to the servers to check if Wi-Fi was enabled and it was plugged in. So, I mean, a lot of people would keep their phones plugged in and that, but some people got wise to the fact and started turning off Wi-Fi while they charged their phone to prevent the phone from downloading new updates. And they wanted to prevent that, and that's one of the features. One of the reasons why that doesn't work anymore, both the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. Of course, the Bluetooth is so that you can have a more seamless Apple experience across your Apple ecosystem. Anyway, wear sunglasses, a hat, and a Walmart, and they stay on. Yeah. Like stringing people along, I was paying a lot overhead in 2017 this year. Yep. Beam me to fishing gear, Scotty. Benefits if you go on a trip to want to change the sprinkler settings. Why? Just set your sprinkler settings. Well, you don't really see a need to change your sprinkler settings if you go on a trip. Yeah, they want hackers to run their water bills up. Actually, I mean, I hired a guy once to take care of my lawn, and he did the most horrible job ever. I can imagine that a hacker would probably do better, actually. Is the hammer in that image internet connected to? Probably. Does it tell you how many calories you've burnt during your hammering? Yes, it has. Water usage can be used to chart when a homeowner is home or awake and predict future activity. Yes. Or they can read the it can read the weather and know it's raining that day and not run the sprinkler. Yeah, there are rain sensors you can get that are cheaper than a smart sprinkler system. Yeah. Complete dumbing down of our brain power whatsoever. Yep. I shut off GPS, but now it's on. Yep. Oh boy. All right, we're going to go ahead and do a last call for comments. So let's see. Fix a couple things there. Once again, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can go to switchtolinux.com/support. There's some Amazon and Patreon links over, or Amazon PayPal links. There's Patreon links over there as well. Of course, Patreon account is patreon.com/TomM, and you can look at shop.switchtolinux.com for any merchandise stuff. Do I have that right? Yep. Just doesn't look quite right on my screen. But anyway, let's go ahead and engage in some cuteness here while we do our last call for comments. Oh, kitty kitty. Ready, buddy? You ready? You ready? Oh, I gotta get them open first, buddy. I gotta get them open. Smell? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Let's go right into this camera over here. Right into this camera right here. Oh. And how about one of these guys right here? Yeah. Is that good? Is that good? Oh, that's all you get. That's all you get. Here, their finger looking good, though? Are they finger looking good? Are they? Yeah. I gotta get a hold of one of these two companies and see who wants to sponsor this show, right? Kitty's a good role model there, huh? All right, Kitty. Yes. Yes. All right, let's see. Hammer swears for you when you hit your fingers. Focus Wi-Fi can daze you. IoT. I have an internet connected cat, right, Kitty? You're internet connected, right? Robo Kitty. All right, guys. Well, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap this guy up. Wow, we ran about 2 hours there, and 140 hours of total view time. Average view duration of 24 minutes and 49 seconds. Total peak concurrent of 95, and there are 58. Made it to the bitter and bloody end. So we will catch you guys later, and have yourself a good evening, and I hope that you enjoy switching to kitty kitty. Switch to kitty kitty. So have a good one, guys.